Hey up. How are you doing? Good to have you back. If the Red Room at Shibden had you checking your doors at night, this one will have you glancing over your shoulder on the towpath. This is one of Calderdale's classics. Right on your doorstep, the White Lady of the Canal. Now we're in West Yorkshire, the steep Calder Valley, where the old mill towns sit shoulder to shoulder along the water. The Calder and Hebble navigation runs from Sawbury Bridge through to Ebden Bridge. On winter mornings, the mist sits low, and the only sound is the lap of water on wet stone. Out there, they say, you're never quite alone. Now, back in the 1800s, the canal was the artery of the valley. Mills, dye works on the banks, barges hauling cloth and coal through the night. The towpath saw mill girls, clerks and boatmen hurrying home in the dark. Accidents happened. Cold water, rotten timber, and some went in on purpose. The papers from 1839 mention Sarah Mallory. She was a mill girl from Hardcastle Crags. She worked the looms for long hours and thin pay. But she dreamed of Leeds and a life of her own. Now there was a clerk at the mill, Thomas Gray, sharp collar, smooth tongue, ink on his fingers. Sarah loved him, harder than sense allowed. And when she found herself with child, the charm fell away. Thomas denied everything. Said she was mistaken, said he'd never spoken of marriage. Now, for a mill girl in 1839, that was ruin. Winter arrived early. Frost on the towpath. Fog rolling off the canal like smoke from the mills. One night, she left the mill in her Sunday dress, white as fresh cloth, and walked towards the lock at Sawbury Bridge. At dawn, a boatman found the same dress, torn and pale, snagged on the teeth of the lock gate. No body recorded. Or if there was, the papers didn't print it. And after that, folk began seeing her. She comes in the mist, tall and still, dressed all in white. Hair long, face down, feet silent on the towpath. It's always the same line, Sawbury Bridge towards Hebden, as though counting the stones. If you follow, she won't turn. She just walks to the water's edge and fades. Some say she's searching for the child she never got to keep. Others say that she's mourning the lover who denied her. An old boatman, they used to warn apprentices, "Mind the edge, lad, she'll fetch you in." A few claimed a cold tug on the coat. wet fingers pulling them towards the canal. I've walked that towpath, daylight, dusk, and those mornings where the fog sits so thick that you can taste it. I've never seen it myself. But there's a narrow stretch past the last mill where the water presses in on you. And every time I cross it, the valley goes quiet in a way that feels watched. As for Thomas Gray, he prospered, became a partner, married well. But locals say he never walked the towpath after dusk again. "She waits for me near the lock," he whispered in old age. So if you're ever out that way on a foggy Calderdale morning, keep one ear on the water. One wrong step, they say, and you'll find out who she's waiting for. Calderdale remembers its ghosts. Giles, signing off.